Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Triggered. I'm your host, Zachary Clark, and you all know my co-host, Adam Furman. Adam, how are you doing tonight?
Well, what was that?
What are you talking about?
Uh, I heard a ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Oh, yeah, well, I don't know, maybe we'll find out. Anyway, folks, we got a great show for you tonight, so I'm really glad you tuned in. So sit back, relax, and get yourself a nice beverage that you can sip on for the next 60 minutes. Anyway, folks,
No, wait.
welcome to Season 3, Episode 7 of Triggered, and tonight we are coming to you live!
I know what
Straight from the debate hall for the contested Senate race in Pennsylvania.
Oh, no.
Dr. Oz
Why?
on one side, John the Beast Fetterman on the other.
The Beast?
Yeah, well, he's some kind of Frankenstein's monster, but we'll get into that.
Some kind of monster?
The monster
You mean-
lives! Ting, ting, ting,
Yeah.
ting, ting, because that's the snare drum. It's
Yeah. Oh, terrible.
Zane Anger.
Ding, ding. Oh, is that the thing the noise that's being made?
Ping, ping, ping. Why does the snare drum sound like that? No one knows. No, he doesn't even know. All the Lars can say is that he was going for a particular
You're out of line.
drum sound. And the drum sound ended up sounding like that high ringing sound on this drum, and I really don't understand
It's like
why anybody
what
thought.
just happened 20 seconds ago.
I'm sure that it was like the sound engineer guys are like, I don't know, it sounds, it's making a distinct sound, Lars. Or she's like, yeah, that's exactly the sound that I've always been looking for these past 20 years.
Yeah.
I can't believe that I've never found it until now. Like, I don't know, it sounds a little off. Like, it's gonna be
That's 20 years.
off-putting.
Dude. Oh man, when that came out like 2006-7, right?
Oh, earlier than that, it's gotta be.
Was it really?
Gotta be. I don't
Wasn't
know.
their first album in the 70s?
No, 1983, Kill 'Em All came out.
Oh, was it really that? I thought it was like I thought it was I seriously thought it was like 79.
No, 83, Kill 'Em All, and then like
Okay, so that was the
85.
first time they ever played the drums was in 1983.
Yeah, let's say that. It's not probably not right. But
I guess that math would check out then.
20 years. See, sometimes,
Yep.
Adam, sometimes this brain of mine does.
Sometimes you get arithmetic correct.
I can do that simple math most times.
Yeah, like those Mounds commercials.
Mounds? I haven't heard about mounds. Do
Yeah,
those have nuts?
sometimes you feel like
Almond Joy's got nuts, but mounds don't know what the scanner's at. Scanner, 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 scanner. Scanner radio.
hey, that's a new jingle.
Yeah, I try to work it in. We're getting too far afield here. 811 Payson Avenue, Old Irving School. Juveniles trespassing in a building. QPD on scene. Dun, 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 dun. Just kids playing in an abandoned school. Can't really fault them for that. Uh, in fact, it sounded so cool. I was like to myself, I wish that I could go play in an abandoned school. And this guy shared my sentiment. Y'all never snuck into an abandoned school, and it shows. Shake my head. Just kids being
Abandoned?
kids. They probably just need to prevent them from being exposed to asbestos. But I agreed. I think that kids playing in abandoned buildings, it's just part of growing up. And trying to take that away from them. I guess having the cops called on you for also sneaking into abandoned buildings is also part of growing up. And then evading the police in those scenarios. So I'd say that probably, likely, that yes, this all fits into the childhood sneaking about, going on adventures thing.
Dude, that reminds me. Were you able to rent a PS3 from the library and play Heavy Rain?
No. No, I've
Okay.
not
'Cause
done any
that
of that.
involves what?
I've not done any of that. No. Heavy Rain.
There's
What are you even talking about?
there hey, there's these kids who go into an abandoned building slash construction site, and one of them gets trapped into a grate, and the rain falls and traps them, and uh, they drown. Well, the one kid watches his buddy or brother drown,
Oh,
and
weird.
he, so don't go into abandoned buildings.
What if I
Unsafe.
want to?
What?
What if it looks cool?
Oahu?
Yeah, what if it looks cool?
No. Stay away.
We could sneak in and then fall through a rotting floor to your death.
Oh yes, and because you don't know what's beneath it, it might be some spiked rebar.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
Maybe some homeless guy built tiger traps in there,
now we're talking.
cooking meth in the basement.
Or yes, that you stumble upon something that you wish you would never.
Oh, it's like a dead body. It's like maybe some sort of like human trafficking ring or something like this.
Yes,
Now you're talking.
or some like mobster organized crime deal.
Oh,
Not human
oh
trafficking,
yes,
some other
yes.
organized crime.
The only witness to an organized crime syndicate's hit because you were a child playing in an abandoned school. Yes, yes. I love these tropes. And then they have to try to escape from the criminals who have to silence the only witness.
Yes, that's exactly how that movie Blank Check worked out, right?
I don't. I don't. I don't have a strong memory of Blank Check, so I'm gonna have to go with I don't know.
Oh, okay, never mind.
I do know that it looks like our stream is having some trouble, so if you're watching online,
Uh-oh.
don't feel obligated to watch the live stream. We will upload the video recording after, as long as the internet stays good enough that we don't lose our connection with each other.
Tune in at 10:30 when it's uploaded, and then you can watch it all the way to midnight.
That's true. We'll probably just watch it tomorrow or Sunday.
Yes, tomorrow during your morning coffee. What a better way to start Saturday morning than to listen to us two. And I don't even know. What are you? Dude, are you drinking vitamin water or some Powerade or something?
Vitamin water? No, I don't know. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Vitamins? What are we, British? Not on this podcast, friend.
Oh. Take your powder, take your gun. Portrait General, Washington.
Well, I have got some Coors Golden Banquet.
Ooh, vintage.
It's a delightful beer.
Brewed
Very
in
tasty.
1987.
These particular cans, I don't know. I got them at the Hy-Vee store probably a month ago. So who knows? Who knows?
I've drank Freedom recently. That tasted okay.
What'd you drink?
Freedom.
Did you hear something?
Only the sound of your voice.
Anyway, that's not all that was on the scanner. 10th and Locust. A man was holding his gun through the sunroof of a vehicle. QPD and the Illinois State Patrol is in
What do you gotta call the police for this? Like, come on.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, if he's just holding his gun out the sunroof, I mean that is technically against the law. Because
What?
we don't
Since when, Zach?
we don't
I thought
have
this was America.
we don't have freedom in the state of Illinois. So
Wait,
if
sunroof or moonroof?
through the sunroof, if you have a gun and you are even if you have a license to carry, you have to keep it concealed. I don't really know how this is all supposed to work.
How are you supposed to ward off potential challengers?
I don't know, but this guy had a good point. Now hold up a minute. Are you trying to tell me that there was a guy on the north side of town waving a gun out his sunroof? Come on, man. Everybody knows that after you fire a gun a couple times, the barrel will get hot. So you need to cool it off by hanging it out the window and letting the cool air hit it. Follow me for more gun tips. And, says Scott Black, if you hold any firearm in that forward windage position, it'll cool the barrel up even quicker. Absolutely. Absolutely.
See, everyone knows.
See, this is right. Your gun got too hot after you were blasting, and so you had to cool it off out the window. What else? That's just what the responsible gun owners do.
Right. And then afterwards, you got to spend like 3 hours cleaning out your gun. Make sure you don't get any negligent discharge. I mean, you know what? If you don't get 3 at least a year, are you really even a gun owner?
Finally got my negligent discharge. And finally, from the scanner, we have... Ooh, what's this? Adam, what's this? Power Hour drinking game timer. Maybe this has something to do with that.
What type of yellow liquid is in there?
It looks like urine.
It looks like lemonade. I was gonna say lemonade. Why do you go to urine as soon as? Obviously, when I think of yellow drinkable liquid, I think of lemonade. I don't know why you went to urine.
Yeah, my mind goes straight to urine.
It's on you, bro.
Yes, that's right. The Power Hour is a fun drinking game wherein you drink a 1 shot of beer every minute on the minute for an hour. And I've got this timer rolling. And so as our night progresses, we're just going to see where it goes. But it only works when this screen is up. So it's not going to bing at me when I go to talk to you guys about the last story on the scanner. So we're not going to do exactly strict Power Hour tonight, but... we'll just see how it goes. 17th Street, Maple to Locust. QPD took a subject into custody that was in the street with a hammer, threatening others. Officer transporting to the ER for a psych eval. Guy with a hammer. Psych eval. Wielding it. But it's okay. Greg says the dude just got a little hammered. Calm down.
Dad joke.
Oh, I did hear through the grapevine that Thor was in town tonight. It's gonna be the Hulk. He's looking to smash.
Lame. Downvote that. Can you downvote that or
no? I can reply or like.
Can you like with a thumbs down?
I can't. I cannot.
Do the angry face.
Angry faced.
It's dumb.
Hey, but Adam, this wasn't the only Hammer news.
Oh, now we're talking. What's going on?
Oh, Paul Pelosi. That's
Oh,
right. Husband of
I
the
thought you were talking about in town.
Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, was attacked and severely beaten in the head and body by an assailant wielding a hammer. Sources tell the AP. Sources say he has blunt force trauma and was being treated for bruising, severe swelling, and other injuries.
His who? His concubine did this?
This doesn't say anything about a concubine.
Oh, well, who did this?
Attacked and severely beaten in the head and body by an assailant wielding a hammer.
Oh, just an assailant. Okay, I thought there was someone. I thought it was like a person that they knew or something.
No, it doesn't say in this story exactly. Oh, here's some more info. So a guy in his underwear, who was once involved in a nudist wedding, broke into Pelosi's house with a hammer. Police arrived after being called on a well-being check at 2 a.m. Walked in to find them struggling over the hammer. Watched him assault Paul Pelosi and then arrest him. Yes, that's right. A guy in his underwear with a hammer managed to break into the home of the person third in line for the presidency, and police just happened to arrive right as he assaulted Paul Pelosi after being called on a 2 a.m. wellness check. Definitely not incredibly weird at all.
Wait. What? Maybe it was his concubine.
We don't know any of those details.
Zach, what?
We know that a man that may happen to be a male prostitute and a nudist was in his underwear at the Speaker of the House's residence at 2 a.m, alone with her husband, fighting over a hammer when the police happened to arrive. Not because there was an assailant or a break-in or anything untoward, but just for a wellness check.
A wellness check.
And then while they were there,
this is weird.
The police.
This is very weird.
Enter the house, and they are in the throes of fighting each other over the hammer. There's a hammer, and they're struggling over the hammer, and the police are watching this. I only assume they didn't act because they were so dumbfounded about the scene they happened upon that they didn't know what to do.
Dude, it's so strange. I remember reading about one of my high school classmates where cops went into a situation where there was an altercation, and they immediately acted. Strange, very strange.
I don't know. Maybe it's becoming more common. But they didn't act until somehow while there and while under the observation of the police, he was able to wrestle the hammer away from the Speaker of the House husband and beat him into hospitalization with it before the police could stop him.
This doesn't make any sense.
I don't know.
It is. Yeah, I don't get it.
But some people are asking the real questions, the real important ones. Where was?
I nailed it with the concubine. Inadvertently, I nailed it with the. Hey, nailed.
Where was Nancy? Where was she at? I'm only asking because her beating the crap out of her husband and grabbing a bum off the street to pin it on is entirely within the realm of possibility. And deep down, everyone knows it, says Twitter user Oilfield Rando.
Does she even have the muscle capacity, muscle density to do that? I mean, she's like
I don't know.
80.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure the Pulse knows Spring Chicken himself.
Well, no, they're both 80. They're born in like the 40s. These are the older boomers that we're talking.
Adam, but I think that we need to
She was
understand.
a young lady when JFK was inaugurated.
We need to understand, Adam,
Just completely.
that that the real threat,
It was 1960, right?
the real threat here is to democracy itself.
Oh, no.
The man who attacked Pelosi's husband with a hammer was looking for the House Speaker. Our democracy is under attack. Act like it. Vote! Exclamation.
Is she in danger? Is she in danger of losing her seat? I doubt it.
Says Jim or John Cooper.
John Cooper. Not the cool John Cooper of Skillet, by the way.
No, I don't believe so. This is just John Cooper tweets.
Absolutely not, because
He is a blue check, whatever that means.
he would also talk about how weird it is.
But you may have also heard, Adam, that Elon Musk finalized his deal to purchase Twitter.com.
Oh, yes, it closed this morning, I think.
Closed. Financing secured.
Yes.
And everybody was wilding out and saying bad words and all kinds of stuff. and some people were having fun with it. Me and the boys pulling up to Twitter to misgender people and post crime statistics.
All right, this is. I think I'm gonna take my leave right now and get some bourbon.
But not me. I'm a respectable Twitter poster. I don't post anything untoward that might run me afoul of the brown shirts over there at Twitter.com.
Yeah. All I do is I just post Bible verses, screencasts of the Bible, or that Satan quote thing. that we've seen before.
That is an amazing meme. I love that so much. I'm sad that guy blocked you, though. Because then
they walked into it so many times.
I couldn't use your tweet again in the show because you were blocked.
It's so easy. They're just like, oh, Satan's great, blah, 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 don't, whatever. And it's like, that's obviously Satan speaking through you, dude.
100%.
I think he even says, like, Satan's just a mythological figure. And it's obviously Satan trying to mask himself, which is the meme.
Yeah, exactly. It's wonderful. It works so well because then everybody can just be like, yeah, you're right. He's doing the thing.
And doubly great because if you recall, I think legend has it that Martin Luther created the whole the devil horns, ugly goat formation for Satan because apparently he's like the great, he's like one of the more beautiful angels and whatnot.
Oh, I don't know.
So it's mocking him.
Do we have a physical description of the devil in the Bible?
Zach, this is according to tradition in the Lutheran tradition. I learned more conservative views than you did, so you're Missouri guys.
Yeah, so that's very left-wing liberal LCMS church.
Yeah, you're more liberal Missouri Synod guys.
Oh, yeah. But, I don't know. The only thing that I really know about...
I really don't know. I really don't understand the schism with Missouri and all stuff. It's like, oh, there's this highly technical thing. And I'm like,
I think it's mostly about the role of women in the church and in leadership positions and these sorts of things.
I disagree. I disagree.
That it's about that, or
Disagree.
that
There was some
women
other reason.
should be allowed to
It's like the
speak
whole like
in the church.
it's like the essence versus nature thing, and I'm like, I don't get it. I'm too dumb to get it.
Well, that's why you'll never heal that schism.
It's because Adam doesn't get it.
Yeah, I think
We'll never be where you.
I don't think most people get schism after it happens.
I mean, there's like it's like, oh, I get this one. This makes sense. And it's just like,
Yeah, but I think at some point it just
oh,
becomes.
this thing and this thing. It's like, whoa. I'll take your word for it. I don't get it, but
At some point, it just becomes we're our own thing now. We're never going. We're never
What do you mean
going.
essence?
We're never going to be you and us together again.
It's like oh, not really essence as in the English phrase, but we're talking about the insert Greek phrase
I don't know. I mean,
type deal. And I'm like, I don't even
I said
I don't even know. Set in type context.
best case scenario. We reconcile whatever that dispute is, but there's still going to be the Wells Church and the LCMS still just be in fellowship together. You never just become one church again.
No, that's weird stuff like I've seen with like the Church of England and like the Anglican stuff, where it's like, oh, we're in fellowship, but I'm like looking at like the we're in fellowship buddies, and I'm like, half of these have schismed with each other or from each other because they deny and call each other heretics. So I don't get it.
Yeah.
Let's crack open another hard seltzer.
We're 2 beers into the power hour. Allegedly 18 shots, but I think I've missed a few. I don't know. I don't understand, in general, even the earliest, like, divisions between the Eastern and the Western Church.
Oh, you don't even know about the Eastern of the Eastern Church.
Or the Ethiopian churches and the Oriental
Yeah,
churches.
the Oriental Church. I don't even get it. I'm like reading it and I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Why did the Oriental Church
Take
go
your
out
word
of
for it.
fellowship
Who
with the...
studied it for 20 years that these are things are different. I don't get it.
Yeah. It would probably take some sort of reading things, and I ain't doing that. I read enough in college.
I've read the whole Bible. I don't get it.
But, as mentioned at the head of the show, we are in Pennsylvania, and the election is coming up on Tuesday between John Fetterman and Dr. Oz, and they had a rip-roaring debate, and we got to see exactly the mental fortitude of the men that are battling it out for the senatorial position from that great state, that storied state of long history of this great nation.
No, you're right though. The long history of the great, and it's so sad. It's so sad. It really is.
A fake TV Dr. Shyster and a man who had a stroke and cannot speak. Battling
Why?
it out. Dr. Oz.
This is God's judgment upon a nation. Take heed.
Yeah,
Take heed.
this is how he punishes us, by afflicting us with these leaders. I think that's even biblical.
No, I'm not even joking. This is it.
But yes, Oz has said that you have not paid your taxes, the moderator says to John Fetterman. How do you respond? Well, let's just listen.
Mr. Fetterman, I will allow a 15-second rebuttal. He has specifically said you have not paid your taxes and that you want to raise taxes on Americans. How do you respond?
Absolutely. The Oz rule, of course, he's lying. It was helping 2 students 17 years ago to help them, buy their own homes. They didn't pay the bills, and it got her paid, and it's has never been an issue in any of the campaign before. It was all about nonprofit.
All right.
That's right. It was all about nonprofit.
I don't understand a word that man was saying. It's about you haven't paid your taxes. Please respond. I paid someone's house, and it was about nonprofit. What?
Yeah, it was about helping two students 17 years ago to help them buy their own homes. They for and didn't pay the bills and are paid, and it has never been an issue in any of the campaign before. It was all for nonprofit. Please elect me to the United States Senate.
Zachary Patrick Clark. I don't understand how you receive income. You have to pay taxes off that income. And then it's like, oh, wait, no, I'm not paying this taxes. It's like, oh, okay, why not? Because I paid bills for other people. Oh, interesting. Why did you pay the bills for other people? You paid the bills for other people? Was this a nonprofit? No, they were just other people that I paid for. Oh, okay, interesting. And it was all about nonprofit. So you paid through some sort of organization, 501c3? No.
It was all about nonprofit. That's all I know. This guy says, I hope they both lose somehow. And I agree.
That'd be great.
Write-in candidate. Joe Biden wins. Senator Pennsylvania.
Oh, no.
Personally, I love how Fetterman's campaign just evolved into, you should elect him because he's retarded. That's right.
Oh, man.
As MSNBC reports, disabled Americans have the right to be represented and, most importantly, to work, and that includes working for the U.S. government as a United States Senator.
Zach, this is the theory that government workers are paid. It's a babysitting job for... Anyways.
Disabled Americans have the right to be represented. And that doesn't mean, Adam, and I'm going to try to understand this. That doesn't mean that they get to cast a vote in an election for some person that will go to Congress and represent their needs, wants, and desires for whatever the government to do and be. But no, it has to be represented by someone who is also disabled. So somehow, in order to be represented for congressional representation, they have the right to be represented by a disabled man.
I mean, I don't think being in a wheelchair or anything precludes you from running for government office.
I don't know, because apparently it does not, and it doesn't matter what disability you may have. So, for example, maybe John Fetterman, let's say, instead of having this stroke and speech impediment, had a stroke wherein he was actually brain dead. In a vegetative state, let's say.
You're describing Woodrow Wilson.
Should he be able to be elected to the United States Senate? Under this reasoning, wherein disabled Americans have the right to be represented, I don't see how that could be used against them. Nope, you're right.
Okay. At least Wilson was elected when he had his faculties, and he had a stroke after he was elected.
Those vegetative Americans.
He wasn't vegetative, though. He was just completely incapacitated.
have a right. Those completely incapacitated Americans have a right to be represented by someone who's equally incapacitated. But isn't there some sort of duties, obligations that go along with the job that he would be unable to fulfill because of his disability? And shouldn't that be a factor? You shut up, bigot! Bigot! They have the rights!
You just reminded me of Fred Durst for a moment, but whatever. That's...
What about Fred Durst? Just one. I don't know. That's the only thing I know about that song. The only Fred Durst song I know for real is like the break stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't break stuff. I didn't know that.
I still don't believe that to be true. I can't.
Yeah, I didn't know that. The one that I knew was like, I don't know what it was called, Nookie or Snooky. Something.
Chocolate Starfish?
No, that was an album, I think. And the only reason I knew about that was because of you saying, "Oh, Chocolate Starfish." I'm like, I don't get it. You're like, think about it. And I'm like, I don't get it.
It's not just it's called Chocolate Starfish in the hot dog flavored water.
Oh, yeah. I still didn't get it.
Album. It's talking about hot dogs and chocolate starfish.
I just... It's, I don't know. I'm just like,
think about it, bro. Just think about it.
Just think about it, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm John Fetterman here. I just don't get it.
Oh, I don't know, Adam. I don't know if you're John Fetterman here because John Fetterman is going to win this Senate race.
Oh, no. That's so terrible. He is gonna win. He is gonna win. He's gonna be the
command nickname.
He's gonna be the horse. He's gonna be Nero's horse.
And Nero's horse was appointed to mock the senators.
I guess this is just to mock the people, huh?
This guy's going to be elected by humans, choosing him to represent them in Congress.
Because they hate themselves.
Yep, starting to wonder if 98% of Bigfoot sightings are just stroked out 6'8" potheads lost in the woods, incoherently calling for help as they try to find their way home.
Oh, it's so bad.
Oh, poor John. Poor John. Once again, the man is incapacitated. He had a stroke, and he's trying to while campaigning. He's trying to get elected to the U.S. Senate.
Who's pushing him to do this? Because, like, that's elder abuse. It's not elder abuse, but, like,
I think
adult abuse.
You run into the problem where they don't have anybody else that they could, like, sub in at this point in the election.
That doesn't mean that you abuse an adult.
Yeah, it means that you manipulate and connive to get a person who is incapacitated elected to office. So then you can remove them from office and then have your political governor, or however Pennsylvania does it, appoint the replacement. Maybe that's the scheme. Oof. Could be. I don't know. I didn't look into it. But it's important to remember one thing about this race, Adam. It's important to remember this one thing, that the Fetterman would like you to remember that Fetterman is actually the name of his doctor who created him and not his actual name.
Whoa, I'm stressing.
No. Poor John Fetterman. I mean, John Fetterman's monster.
it's terrible.
It's a really good joke, though.
It is a really good joke. It's because the argument about Frankenstein, it's like, no, technically that's Frankenstein's monster. But no. Technically, Frankenstein is the monster.
Frankly, we are all the monster.
Frankly, we're the monsters.
Because tonight, John Fetterman showed that he is going to fight for everyone in Pennsylvania who has gotten knocked down and had to get back up. John effing took it to sleazy Dr. Oz tonight, and the people of Pennsylvania saw that. Hashtag Pennsylvania Senate debate.
They did not talk about he got knocked down, but he got up again.
Seems kind of messed up. Adam, seems kind of messed up to give all the credit to John and totally ignore the people operating his teleprompter tonight. To which John Gabriel replied with this awesome scene.
Oh man, it's such a good movie. It's such a good movie.
To which this other person responded, this is unfair. The monster could tap dance and knew his cues.
Yeah.
Was I watching also, because, this is an election year, it's important to know that some people have said already that you don't be too much in a hurry to see your election results. And to that, this gentleman replies, if you're telling me a couple of weeks ahead of time to expect delays in vote counting, 100% I'm going to assume it's because you're planning to cheat. Again. What?
Wait,
cheat?
Say again.
Cheat again? This assumes that cheating happened before. It says again.
When would it have happened before? Weird.
I don't know.
What other times?
Listen, Adam, listen. Just because the governor of Florida is arresting people who have been guilty of voter fraud, and he's going to have them convicted on evidence of it, doesn't mean that voter fraud occurred. And
wait, are you for real? This is the first time I'm hearing.
This is the first time hearing about this. This is the first time hearing about this. Yes, DeSantis is conducting a politically motivated, but also completely legal and probably should be prosecuted, people who have committed voter fraud.
Oh man, this sounds like treason. That's what I've been told. If you're trying to overthrow an election, it's like 100% treason.
Well, what he's doing is, and as best as I can figure out without getting too deep into the details, because as I've just discussed, I do not like to read things, is that he is taking the voter rolls and who cast ballots, and then comparing it to felony records for Floridians who have been convicted of felonies and who, because of that, are precluded from voting. And so because it's hard to actually prosecute, like, voter fraud otherwise, he's going around and arresting these felons who cast votes in violation of the anti-felon voting laws in Florida.
Oh.
So he's making a show of it. He's showing that these people voted when they weren't supposed to, at the same time, so he could promote it as him cracking down on all these people that committed voter fraud. While at the same time, if you look at it for 3 seconds, you realize what he's doing is he's just got 2 lists, and he's drawn a line across. He's like, all right, that's that guy. He voted. Get him. Which, I mean, I guess that's fine. He didn't break the law.
Interesting, too, because, like, did he even vote? Or did someone vote for him?
Well, that's interesting, and I don't know if it'll come out, because last I heard, a judge was holding up the prosecutions of these people for some reason that I didn't get into.
Oh, gosh, judges. Ugh.
Always ruining our fun.
Oh, these lawyers and stuff. Ugh.
Carrying out justice in the system, bro. What are they even thinking?
Yeah, where are our heroes like Miranda, right? He was a hero, right? Miranda rights. He was a hero. He stood up to the cops or something. That's what I learned from the internet. Is he was a hero.
He had a test case with his name on it. I'm pretty sure he was a dirtbag criminal.
he was a degenerate rapist.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was a degenerate rapist.
Yeah.
But
I'm being facetious right now, but I have heard that. I have heard how he was a hero. I'm like, oh,
I've never heard anybody call him a hero, or that he was standing up to anybody. What happened was his lawyers had a clever argument, and the way that I've experienced this is people that run appeals for defense, they have legal theories that they want to find a way to argue because they think that the system is being administered incorrectly, let's say. There's a problem with the way the police are talking to people when they arrest them, that's manipulating them into giving up their Fifth Amendment right to against self-incrimination. So they'll say, oh, all right, well, if we require them to admonish people before they start talking to them, it could trigger in that person's mind that they don't have to talk, and that then they won't, and that will, save them from these abusive arrests and prosecutions. How do we do that? Well, we need the right case wherein a confession is elicited from somebody after no rights were read, and then they were subsequently convicted, and then we can appeal that and get a court to say that, hey, bro, you gotta say you have the right to remain silent. And if you don't say that, anything he says to you, it's not good. Not good. Excluded.
Yes, magic words. You've cast a spell.
Yeah, it's really bad. Bad rules. But cops are liars and tricksters. And so you need to put them in the rules box so that they don't abuse their power. And Adam, did you know that...
eating a cheeseburger in a parking lot one
day. Did you know, man, that if someone's undercover and they're a cop, if you ask them, they gotta tell you, bro.
Oh my gosh, I really want to know where the root of that came from, because that's absurd. And I remember hearing that, I like seeing that on TV shows and stuff. And always as a kid, I remember thinking, like, that's weird, that doesn't seem right. And then, like, going through law school, never hearing that. And I'm like, what is up with that? The only thing I can come with, the only conclusion I came with is, like, it's a trick that law enforcement has worked into the media to, like, make it so that people will incriminate themselves to undercover officers. I don't know.
I don't know. It's also intentionally blurry what exactly the cops are allowed to do. They don't. Even when you're going to be a cop and you go through a few weeks of training before you fail out of the police academy for being unable to do one more sit-up.
That's oddly specific.
Very strangely specific. like in the action movies and stuff, if you're a cop, what are you allowed to do? Can you arrange a drug sale?
Yes,
You can
100%.
you can sell drugs.
Fentanyl. You can snort fentanyl through your veins.
You could sell illegal firearms.
Absolutely, Operation Fast and Furious.
Yeah. Can you do drugs? Let's say you're an undercover cop and they say, do this drug right now or I'm going to cut your head off because I'll know that you're a cop.
100% you can do that.
So you can use illegal drugs. You can buy and sell illegal drugs. You can buy and sell illegal firearms.
Can you engage in prostitution? 100% yes, you can.
Yeah. You can engage in prostitution and human trafficking. So I don't know what's different between the cops when their practices require them to do these things, and the criminals that they're stopping.
Hey, we've all seen The Departed.
There's no difference anymore. They've just become the bad guys. There's no defense for it, and it's like in every level. It's like every local precinct's running these scams. They're selling drugs and guns and a sting operation. It's like, okay,
yeah, shooting pregnant ladies or shooting ladies with holding their babies.
Oh, it doesn't even get into the murders and things. I do know you're not allowed to murder someone if you're a policeman and you're undercover,
unless you're Leonardo DiCaprio.
No, it's not allowed.
Oh.
He wasn't allowed to kill anybody either, if I recall from that film. He didn't even drink. He had like cranberry juice at the bar.
Oh yeah, it's like cranberry juice. What are you, on your period?
Yeah.
I'm being ribbed right now. You laugh yourself.
No, he beat that guy to death almost. Because he had to be like, he beat up that guy. See? You're allowed to beat up guys.
The joke was like multiple times throughout the thing.
No, he was in there, whatever, and he got disrespected for drinking his cranberry juice, and so he had to into the the echelon of crime guys. He had to be tough. He couldn't just let that pass. Like you're in prison, bro, and someone steals your cornbread roll or whatever. You've got to fight him right there.
Beat them with your lunch tray.
Yes. Exactly. You know what I'm talking about.
I learn everything on sitcoms.
Yeah, if it didn't happen in a popular American sitcom, I'm pretty sure it's not real. Just like Baptists. There's only two kinds of churches. There's black people in gospel robes dancing in front of the church.
Oh no.
Three kind. There's like a slat board country poor church where it's like people that are like Pentecostals, and then there's like organ pew singing hymns church.
Oh,
those are the three churches. Yeah, that's the Catholic Church, like traditional churches, so like the way the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod's run most of the times I've seen it. Those are the only three churches that exist. I have not seen in any popular American sitcom like the new wavy churches that have like, you'll have the praise singer or whatever, and you'll have
stop saying new wave. New wave is not the same as new age.
You'll have the drummer, but his drums are too loud, so he's behind plexiglass to deaden his drum kit.
New wave. Is it a flock of seagulls coming out and singing a hymn?
It's one lady and one guy, and they are singing in an effective manner, leading the congregation in the song, but their vocals are being blasted through speakers to everyone, and everyone else is just sort of standing there mumbling.
Whereas the Oregon one is the organ's playing and everyone's just mumbling.
The organ is jamming loud, and you can feel it echoing in your chest.
Yes.
And then it's like you're like, yeah.
No, that was like a rock and roll voice we were doing.
Yeah, that's why I sing in church, mumbling. And then everybody starts looking at me, and I'm like, "What you doing, yeah?"
You should be the new wave guy.
Allison hits me, and she's like, "Shut up! Everyone's looking at you." Crowd him with many crowds, yeah. Ooh.
Well, if you do the James Hetfield, like, yeah,
I'm going to start doing that. Ugh. I needed them to get me to go up front for a musical offering.
What?
A musical offering.
What's with your little goblin laugh there?
I don't know. But before we get too far afield, it's time for our ice cold fact of the week, coming to you straight from Ice-T himself. Ice cold facts. Today is the oldest you have ever been and the youngest you'll ever be. Enjoy every effing second possible. Ice cold fact. Ice-T, so cool, so correct.
That is technically that is correct.
Yeah. So I don't know if this thing just pauses when we're done, but there's no way. Only 26 minutes.
I've had my 26 shots of whiskey, so we're good.
3 1/2 beers. And folks, that's our show. We really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, smash like, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, comment below your favorite part. Was it where the mystery dings were going off before the secret was revealed? Was it the scanner radio and the hot local news that we shared with you today? Was it the updates on the Pennsylvania senatorial race between Fetterman's monster and Dr. Oz himself? Let us know how we can better serve you, our loyal fans. Adam, did you have anything you'd like to add here?
No.
I do not have anything. All right, folks. That's it. That's the show, and we will see you all next time on Trigger. Good night.